A very warm welcome. We are live all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. This is the Seyberts Women's Open. And what a match we have in the last 16. We have started with 64 top female players in the world. And now in the last 16 already, we have such a great matchup. We have Rubilen Amit from the Philippines facing Jasmin Ouschan from Austria. Both multiple world champions facing each other for a place in the quarterfinals. And in the commentary box for this match is myself, Tim de Ruiter, gladly joined by another champion, Chris Reinold. Welcome, Chris.
What's up, Tim? I'm ready to split some pool action today, and this is a great matchup.
Yeah, definitely. It's best out of 3 sets. Races to 4. We'll be playing 10 ball. Call shot, of course, but no early 10 balls on the break or during the rack. The 10 ball has to be the last ball pocketed. Now, do you have any favorites in this match?
I think it's a pretty even match. They're both playing really well, and they both played the doubles as well, so I know that they're playing a lot of pool. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite, though. What do you think?
Well, the only difference you could say is the fact that Rubilen has qualified through the winners bracket with 3 consecutive wins over Laura Kanov, Bean Hung, Mengxia Hung, and Pia Feller, to where Jasmine, she did stumble upon Brittany Bryant. That was one of her losses, but she did beat Emily Duddy and Chia Hua Chen, also known as Amber Chen. So Jasmine already losing once could make her maybe the weaker of the two in this match, but it's all to play for. That's a big miss as an opener for Rubilen.
Yeah, 1 ball to the left side. I think it passes. Let's see the angle again. Yeah, it has to pass. She's kind of going to go back to where that middle... Oh, she kind of took more angle on this. Maybe she's going to... Would you come down in between the 3-9 and play it in the top left, or would you kind of try to run into it?
Yeah, I like running into it. The only problem is you're pushing the 3 towards the 4-9. And the odds of actually getting something on the 3 are quite low if you play it. Well, maybe she can still kill it to get to the bottom. Yeah, she's played it soft. Missed it though, but I think she was still able to hold the cue ball. Did like that play. She's got second prize though.
Yeah, I mean, this first few racks anyway, generally in a match, just feeling out the table and kind of getting your stroke warmed up. So let's see if they can settle in. Let's see who settles in first, actually. Rubilen with a jump shot here. It's pretty long, though, and the 2 ball is near the pocket. Not easy to keep it on the table. Let's see what happens. Beautiful stroke. Down behind the 4, Tim. Jump this.
Yeah, well,
brutal.
We both know that's not going to happen. Good try. Always difficult. The ball in front of the pocket, actually. So many ways you can hit it. But she didn't really deserve to land behind the 4, you would say. And now, how to make a hit on this? I kind of feel like you're going to push the 3 ball wide in the open when you make a hit. Well, honestly, the leave ain't too bad from pushing the 3 ball just in a wide open space. You could have left a lot easier. This is a tricky cut.
Yeah, especially because you only really have one window exactly where the cue ball is now. It has to be on the top left rail here. So she's going to have to go 1, 2, 3 rails and back over where she is for the 4. You can't really slow roll this. Difficult playing this shot, but if she doesn't get there and she makes the 3 and lands somewhere in the middle of the table, she can go rail first for a fairly, I wouldn't say easy shot, but definitely a shot that she can make. and hung the 3. I think she's going to be here for the 4. Alright, hitting the 3 in the top right. She's going to bring that cue ball towards that side pocket, but hopefully not go in. Corner hook, Tim. Oh.
No, it's still dropped. Wow. Well, she could have also played it a bit higher up. I mean, she never really had to get close to the center. Quite a mistake early on. And as you mentioned, both testing the waters. I mean, it's the first rack. They know it's a big occasion. Just playing any cookies anymore. You're playing against a high-quality player. It's always tricky, you know. The first couple of frames, I think, could be tricky. Still not done yet, though. I mean, this has to be careful not to go one rail behind the 7, and then still some traveling from the 7 to the 8, the bottom side of the table. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she left herself a bit more cut on the 5 and is already on top of the 7.
You could tell she's perplexed by the game so far. It's brutal to watch because you know she's going away from the 7 here. She's gonna have to just roll it in and take what she can, and that's what she did. I wouldn't be surprised to see her play safe here, but I think you have to go for this. Hit it with a little bit of high right, stun, hit the top right rail, and then the top rail, and then come back down where the 7 is now. Tough shot, but definitely doable.
Would the other option be maybe leaving yourself just by the side and cutting the 8 in? Not doing too much with the cue ball? Yeah, I don't mind this play at all.
Something like that, yeah. I actually agree with that shot. I think it depends on how you're feeling. So for me, I think the higher ball with the high right, for me, just feels a little more comfortable getting through the ball. So it's just kind of whatever you're more confident with.
Yeah, I can imagine in the opening rack that they might play this. I do like your shot, actually. A bit of a 3-cushion play, too, in it. But for now, she's taking things a bit easier. But still a longer 9-ball here.
Yeah, I think she'll be okay, though. A little bit of low right English. Drag it to the rail and out. Oh, her whole shoulder kind of collapsed into that one and threw the ball out of there. Look, watch this, Tim.
I mean, sometimes I do understand a lot of players like to hit the ball, you know, stun the ball. But on these kind of shots, sometimes I kind of like to float the cue ball a bit, you know, like it's like tapping the ball in. It's not like you're not babying the ball, but you just make a hit and don't do much more with the cue ball instead of all the stun. And I mean, a bit surprised about both 9-balls being missed. This could be a very tense match if it turns out to go all the way like this, which is possible too. There's always multiple ways the match can go, obviously. Sometimes they pick themselves back up, and sometimes it stays like this, and that 9-ball is close, but it doesn't go. And yet this 9-ball is another tester, Chris. I mean, it's easy to catch it to full.
Yeah, it's almost at the point where you might as well draw out of it, low right, and just kind of go 1, 2, maybe 3 rails. But you could go rail first also, if you don't like just hitting it thin on the ball.
Yeah, I'm either power drawing or going rail first over the long rail. I was not a big fan of this one. 50-yard line. Big cut on the 10. She's giving herself a little bit of a pep talk too before aligning. Oh, and she's found a scratch from that angle. Look at how small, how tight that side pocket is from this angle to scratching.
I think Jasmin will get the first game.
Yeah, that really sums up the first rack. And, well, Chris, you're completely right. Jasmin did get the first rack in. Of course, she should, but if I had already so much drama from the beginning, look at this. 7 balls being missed in the opening rack.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to still settle in. We'll see if that first game gives Jasmin more of a newfound confidence. She's going to break, leading 1 rack to 0. Few fans starting to pile in. She's going from the left-hand side rail.
Well, a big boom, but no result. And I have a feeling we're going to get quite some safety play because this one ball, no reason to go for it. Just a break, quite some cut onto the break. Doesn't really transfer much energy on the core of the rack. Actually, I did say play a safety. I mislooked actually. I thought the 9 was the cue ball. Need to get my eyes checked. Of course, she's not going to play safe on the 1.
You got to start going for more shots.
Yeah, I'm playing too much safe. Guaranteed.
You're playing too many safes, Tim.
Well, still tricky though. Has to land onto the 3 ball.
Very well hit there.
Nicely done. Oh.
It'd be tough for her to reach this. She's a little taller than both of us, Tim, but she's still still a little on the shorter side. Why are you laughing?
No, just because it's true.
Okay, good. 2 rails out. You have to break the 6, so get past the 6. A little past the middle of the table. I'm not sure she got there.
Ooh, just enough.
You think she could see it?
Yeah, I think she really just has enough. I think she's straight too, so straight draw back to the center. And then it's all about working her way up to the 7 ball, which doesn't go by the 9, so I'm curious to see if she's going to play for a bank. I don't think so with how the 8 ball's laying too. It doesn't go to the bottom right, the 8. So tricky ending to this rack.
Don't want to go too far. The 7 ball's laying kind of weird. I don't know if you'd rather be on the right side or the left side. Probably the right side. So you can draw straight up in between the rail and the 7 and then kind of towards the 9.
Yeah, I like this angle indeed. Does she have... Is she straight in enough to be able to draw 1 rail towards the 9, or kind of felt like she had a big angle going on?
No, I feel like she can pinch it and just barely above the side pocket.
Yeah, Nicely played. It would be brutal if she lands straight on the 7, though. In that case, she will have to play for the 8 in the right center.
I think she's still going to play that way.
I don't think there's a way to really get to the right side of the 8 for the bottom left. Would you go 2 rails, though? Play this within inside and trying to bounce at least off the second rail?
I think I'd stun this out. Like that.
Well, I think this is what they call 50-yard, right? This is right in between. This is a big cut, and she will have to hold the cue ball for the 9 in the top left. No, she's like, what are you talking about? I'm not holding that. Let me go 4 rails. Perfect cueing. She is settling down now. Coming up with, well, a way higher level than she did in the opening rack. So the table time doing her well. 2 more balls to get her first rack on the board.
You don't want to hit this with a ton of speed. You could scratch.
Oh.
I just learned something. Playing it off that point to get better shape. That was good. Look at that. Not many people think of that.
No, both of us were not expecting that to happen, but she did land straight in on the 10. Of course, apologizing there. Got quite a bit of fortune, but we're tied at 1.
You know what's funny, Tim? If someone apologizes to me for winning a game, I almost tell them, like, hey, do you want to give me the game? Then don't apologize.
Yeah, I feel like there's players that actually apologize, and you can see on their face that they actually feel like, well, not disgusted, but they feel like they really shouldn't have won the rack, or they really feel bad for it. But then there are some players that they actually apologize, and I look at them and I say, well, you know, you just shouldn't put your hand up, because there's no hard feelings at all.
There's no way you mean that.
Yeah, there's no way you actually mean it. I agree. I mean, that's where I draw the line, kind of.
It's like, if you're not going to give me the game, don't feel bad. All right, Rubilen to break. Really good break there. 4 ball might go. No, it got kicked out. 3 ball might block the path of the 1. If it doesn't, it's still kind of tough to draw back for the 2. Can she miss the side and get below for the 2, Tim?
I don't think she can get there. I mean, never say never. That's what Justin Bieber once said, but...
And he's a genius, so you gotta listen to him.
He's a genius. So, well, yeah. She has to play to the center of the table and take the cut on the 2.
You might be able to juice it up with low right English and aim thick and kind of throw the ball in a little bit, but this is tough. This would be very, very tough. Oh, never mind.
Well, you have to hit it so smooth as well. If you put a little bit of jab on it, if the 1 ball touches the rail, no way it's going to go. Looks like she's going for it. No. I like this play better.
You know, maybe even play the cue ball rail and then 3 ball, and then if it goes in the pocket, it goes in the pocket, and if it doesn't, then you're still drawing your cue ball back to the end rail. It's what kind of a 1-pocket shot, but not ideal. Oh, look at that shot, Tim.
Yeah, had a really big angle actually on the 2. Made it look easy to hold the cue ball. Now, 7-8.
What a difference! What a difference this is from their first rack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the second and now this third rack is complete difference. So that's a good sign for us. I mean, Of course, some of us like to watch the drama, but I kind of like to watch them play well, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's a good sign for us. It's a good sign for them, too, Tim. What the...
Oh, that is true. That is true. Now, has to work her way up to be able to play the 7 in the same corner as the 5. So do you like to go 2 rails, top right spin, and, well, leave yourself angle on the 6 to drop up table?
Yeah, as you know, the newer cloth kind of doesn't take as well, but we'll see what she can do here. Oh, wow. High left.
Top left? Can she still get
I think
enough?
she can.
Does it grip enough?
I think at this stage of the tournament and this newer cloth, it does. Let's see. Using about 10 o'clock on the cue ball. Yeah, that one didn't really grip as well. Maybe she cut it to the left side of the pocket a little too much. Here, I wouldn't mind seeing a safe, but I also wouldn't mind going for it. I think the safe is just as difficult as the shot. Yeah, not a bad attempt.
She left it on, though. Rubilen could even attempt this just with the element of safe, just to overcut the 7. I think you can play shape for like the 8 ball in the top right and have a safety of mind at the same time.
Yeah, I like that, but I probably wouldn't even have a safety in mind because it's a little tough to just cue from both the end rail and that. Yeah. There's always a tough shot. I probably would have went all out and maybe would have hit it a little harder, try and get the cue ball to the end rail. But Jasmin should get this here. Low left English. Stun to our right rail here. And come up for the 8 in the top left. Got through the ball really well on that one. You always want to get closer to the next ball whenever you can. She did that really well instead of leaving herself sort of on the rail. And it looks like she'll be taking this rack as well if she gets through these next 3 balls. See, this is a lot of angle for me. I'm not sure. It sounds weird, Tim, but like I'd prefer to be straighter in on the ball than this. But a lot of people like to have this much angle. I'm not a fan of this much angle.
Yeah, I like this too. You could play plain ball, straight over, or even 2 rails,
or even the bank.
Well, it doesn't matter what we think. She does get the out, and that's what it's about.
No, I've just noticed that a lot of the top players, they leave themselves a lot of angle. And it's just, I don't know if I could, my anxiety wouldn't let me do that.
Well, here's some stats. Slowly the player overall performance rising up for both, but still, yet, we know they can play better than this. Gotta say, the first rack really crashed their numbers quite a bit.
Yeah, got them. The first rack got them both. But there's more pool to be played here. 2-1 to Jasmin Ouschan. She'll be breaking again, probably from the side. Level play is getting really good. We're nearing the finals. As we're getting closer towards the finals, the level of play just gets better and better.
Yeah, changing to the other side. Still breaking from the rail. Jasmin Ouschan breaking for a chance to get on the hill first. Quite some overcut. It's not hitting the break as square as Rubilen. Cue ball quite wild. And a dry break.
Not really a lot to do with this 3-8. I might just roll in the 1 and then play safe on the 2 and throw it. Well, not throw it. Hit it near the 3 ball and then cue ball behind the 6. It's tough to not go offensive, though, after you kind of beat someone to the shot. So I would hit the 2 into the 5 here on the left side of the 5. The 2 and the 5 are going to go back down table, and I am going to put the cue ball behind the 6. You have to think, okay, if she doesn't hit this and I get ball in hand, where can I go for the 2 to break out the 3-6, the 3-8? And I don't think that was close enough. I think you have to get the 2 ball closer to the 3-8 in order to be able to break it out comfortably.
So would you consider, if Jasmin doesn't make a hit, would you consider another safety behind the 5? Maybe a 3 foul play?
Yeah, potentially. I think this worked out, though, because Rubilen might have a shot to kind of draw into this with low right.
Yeah, I like that.
If she draws it too much, she can draw it under the 3 and then maybe bump the 8 out. Or she could just drive directly into the 3-8, which there's some ways it can go wrong, obviously, but you have to take that risk and try to run out here.
No, she hasn't really tried to open up the 3 balls at all. So, in general, I'm not a big fan of the one that opens up the cluster with the save. She played it well, but so often I found myself opening up the problem, playing a good safety. Now suddenly my opponent is kicking real well. Makes a good hit, hooks me, gets the ball in hand, and gets the run out. Like, I would have liked maybe even taking my risk, as you said, on the 2 ball. Or maybe even playing safe on the 2. I mean, you would say Jasmin has a good chance to go 1 rail into the 3. She could possibly cut it in, and if she has full contact, the 3 ball will fly all over the table to the other side. Yeah, great hit. 3 ball. Looks like it's frozen too. Would you try to nick the right side of the 3 from this angle and bring the cue ball above the 9? I think Chris would too. Just catching it a little fuller though. And I kind of feel like, unless she's going forward, which is close to the scratch, she's going to make contact with the 4. That's why she's played the save. Cue ball just around the 10. Might have left a roll up for Rubilen on the 6 ball. No safety. Try to create distance. And now the chance to get on the hill first. 2-row shape from the 3 to the 4. Most likely coming off the second rail, the right long rail, you run into the positional area for the 4. I think the trickiest shot really there is the 4 to the 5, because you have to land so nice on the 5 ball to be able to be on the 6. She even went 1 rail. Well, she did land nice and straight on the 5. Can float the 6 in. Similar, a little bit bigger angle on the 7. I think just gotta make sure not to nudge the 9 and stay close to the rail. Just make sure the cue ball goes off the rail at diamond. Then some traveling from the 9 to the 10. It's one of those positional shots we all put a lot of time in. Crossing over from the 9 to the 10. Definitely something you have to do in practice. But it doesn't mean with the nerves, with the occasion. And on a good day, of course, you nail it. But what if you're not feeling too great today, for example? She's still in line, though.
All right, Tim, what did I miss?
Well, actually, a not so great safety from Rubilen and a perfect run out from Jasmin, who moved the cue ball perfectly from the 9 to the 10. As you can see, her stats are really starting to rise upwards towards the 800 player overall performance. Hasn't missed the ball since the first rack. Rubilen has. She's now on the hill first in the opening set. Yeah, as you can see, the break hasn't really been working either for both of them. Jasmin actually crushing it with the cue ball all over the place, and Rubilen more controlled, but yet no success either. But she's found the ball on the break this time. 2 balls. Does she get something on the 1? I think she just has something, Chris, but now a big stroke needed to get from the 1 to the 2.
Gonna roll in the 1 here. Very nice cue action there. Is she too thin to cut the ball, or is she gonna bank this, you think, Tim?
Yeah, well, I'm too late calling it, but I did like the bank. I thought she was gonna put a little bit bigger of a stroke on the 1. Still, the bank quite alright. Doesn't really have to do much with the cue ball. Just stun with a drip of left spin. There it is. And now she's perfect on the 4. The 6 does go by the 8.
Six-10 combo looks pretty wired. But the 10 will spot kind of close to that anyway, so you don't really want to go do that. The lower left would be much better. She's perfect on it. She's going to come up. She would like to get straight in, maybe even a little more on the right side of the 6. Really good mechanics by both of them, but Jasmin especially. It's down on the ball so well. She's kind of debating right now where she wants to get. She's going to hit it with about 12 o'clock English. I think that gets you there. Not a lot of right English. She might go 2 rails, a little bit of high right is kind of what it looks like. Yep. Let your stroke out a little bit and definitely come into the angle a little better. Getting somewhere near where her cue ball is now is a great option. Middle of the table, maybe even a little further. And it should be fine. This is one that's kind of in between. You could stun to the rail and then out back to the middle, or pinch draw it. She decided to stun out, which I'm totally okay with. I think it's a little easier that way instead of trying to do a delicate shot. If you do like a delicate pinch draw like that, a lot of times, generally, you could almost mess up trying to hit it too perfect. You want the biggest room for error when you're competing and under pressure.
Oh, how's the pace?
Yeah, a little hard
bit
on
of
that.
a tester.
I don't know, Tim. I like more like a high right on that. I wouldn't go center on it because it's so much harder to control the stun instead of just the follow, in my opinion.
Oh, she's not even going for it. Yeah, I mean, I did maybe like to play either inside, go 2 rails, or as you said, a touch of outside, and that always would play for rather too high than too low. I'm not trying to get perfect on the 8. But she's played a good shot overall. She's still in the driver's seat to get the first set on her name. Now I like kicking over the top short rail, maybe even 2 rails. But you And you gotta hit it so perfect to get cover.
Yeah, I thought she was lining up a little too tight on there. She might have had to go to the right on the rail a little bit. Would have lengthened it out just a touch, but Jasmin got rewarded for a good save, good decision. I think that was the correct shot instead of trying to go for something crazy on the 8. She's going to follow it or stun it forward a little bit. Yeah, and the 10 on the side. This is to close out the first set, ladies and gentlemen. And I think Rubilen will take a restroom break to clear her mind and reset. And
yeah, I'm
I
quite
will
sure
as well, Tim.
Yeah, we both are. You know, we just have to take a break, so we will be better after the break. So, Chris Reinold, Tim de Ruiter, will be back soon. And we are back live from St. Louis, Missouri. This is the Seyberts Women's Open, last 16 match between two multiple world champions. And after a very weird rack, it was Jasmin Ouschan who really hit the gear, won the set 4-1, and now it's Rubilen on a mission to win the next two in a row. Chris Reinold and Tim de Ruiter in the booth. Chris, what do you think for this set?
Yeah, I think Rubilen's going to kind of shake off last set, and she's definitely going to come in a little more confident. A lot of times that's just what it is, you know. Sometimes early morning matches, especially 9 a.m., it's tough to really kind of be ready for them. But I think all she needed was a little bathroom break, and I think she'll make this set a lot more exciting.
Yeah, do you feel like Rubilen maybe was playing a bit out of rhythm? Like, I kind of feel like she's playing, I'm not going to say slow, but we both know that she can play quite speedy. Most of the Philippine players can. I'm just missing a bit of that tango, a bit of that, well, not tango because it's Spanish, but, bit, you know, like the bit of the rhythm around the table. It's like playing pool while dancing, you know, like that kind of thing. She can. I'm missing that a bit.
Yeah, she's not really letting it flow at all. She's more so a little timid, and she's not really getting through the ball like she normally does, which I'm used to seeing her, you know, you have a little tango also.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely something I would want to see her change a bit in this second set. Jasmin now pushing to a kick. Definitely one Rubilen should take on. I mean, she's got the 5, 8, 6, and the 2 to land behind. But she hit it real firm, though.
Yeah, hit it way too hard. I think the shot clock got her a little bit. Kind of rushed that one. Didn't look like she was comfortable once she hit that ball.
Yeah, the hit was great. And now another open shot for Jasmin. And I think also the fact that Jasmin definitely won 3 on the spin. It's not gonna do Rubilen well. If she loses this rack too, she might start to think a bit negative, you know, feeling like, man, I'm losing now 4 racks in a row. What's happening, you know? Like, at some point you're gonna recognize what's happening, and that's, in this case, no good for Rubilen.
Sort of a stop shot on the 2. Correct angle if you get from the 3 to the 4. Totally fine there. Where she's going to try to float the cue ball in between the 8-6. Should be okay. And the 5, getting the correct angle from the 4 to the 5, or the 5 to the 6, I think is the toughest part here. Going to follow it up. You don't want to really be elevated over the 9, so got to be careful about that. She went far enough. Now she might have to draw over to her left side or right side for the 6 in the lower right, Tim.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, the 5 ball is plenty in the open to play this into the center, but I have seen some players definitely trying to avoid the center pocket in general. So easy to fall out of line. Now you have to play more pace, and they just haven't been grabbing as much recently, last couple months. Both the apex and the arc playing a bit tighter, and I don't mind it. Definitely gives the player more of a challenge. She did look like she had quite some angle, though, to hold it to the left side of the 6.
Yeah, she could go follow, but I think follow might have been better. I was just worried about hitting the 8 ball with the cue ball and then something bad happening.
Well, she did manage, again, with that very smooth, soft draw. She likes to play that. Elbow drop, making it more smooth, but also a bit more sensitive on the straight cueing. But it always looks so nice when it works. And now 2 real shape probably to the 8 in the left center, I guess. And then a natural angle on the 9 to drop to the bottom of the table for the 10.
Gets pretty good on this 8 ball here on the side. She's going to use that top rail. Maybe a little bit of stun, maybe a little stun right. I also wouldn't be surprised if she goes to the right-hand side rail, 2 rails, just so she has a guaranteed angle to come around the angles towards the 10.
Yeah, I like that, but she...
See, I'm not sure I like this angle.
Yeah, I would have liked to go over more to the right. You know, just give yourself so much angle. If you make the 9, you're on the 10 kind of angle.
I think she'll be okay here, though.
Bit slow. Cue ball on the rail.
You notice that on that tip position, she was aiming more of like a stun left and then went more higher on the ball at the last second?
Yeah, I did see that.
Interesting.
She does... That's also a thing recently I found out with coaching people, is that there's a lot of players that aim, for example, high in the ball and they drop low. For example, Fedor Gorst, when he plays a draw shot, he's like playing 1 tip under the center and actually striking the ball on the bottom. But I also have seen it the other way around. You know, people aiming...
Yeah, they think they're aiming draw, but they're not. They don't actually hit draw. And they're like, why didn't my cue ball draw back? It's like, well, you hit middle. What do you want from it?
Yeah, but actually it does happen quite often. And I see also around the pro players, the difference is not as much. But still, some players, they make a little dip. And some players, they come up with the arm. It's just whatever they do consistently, though. Now, a quick look at the stats. Of course, Rubilen at 0 for the second set. Didn't get to play much yet. But Jasmin's stats are going through the roof at this point.
Yeah, you could tell that Jasmin's a lot more comfortable than Rubilen right now. But hopefully Rubilen can get a chance so we can see her a few more times back to the table. But it's tough when Jasmin keeps getting shots like this after the break, Tim.
Yeah, I do foresee a visit to the table for Rubilen, though, because that 2 ball doesn't go to the top left. She's got the angle to the right, of course, on the 1, so don't think she is really going to get onto the 2 unless she's going to unleash the stroke. And it doesn't really give her much to go forward and maybe make a contact on the 2. I don't think that's going to give her much. She's going to put the big stroke on this. Well, gotta say, that was quite sporty. We'll have to stun this away from the 6 ball, though. Doesn't want to catch the 6, but I think 2 real stun towards the 4. Just make sure you play plenty of pace to where if you catch the 4, you're always going to separate the balls. The 3 ball is hanging over the side. So I'm just making sure not to touch the 6. I'm making sure I could not crawl behind the 4 ball. Oh, she's missed that 2 ball. Whoa.
Yeah, Rubilen with a good chance for a lockdown safety here. She can go behind that 5 ball. Pretty easy. Oh, yeah. I think she was going to hit the 6 if she actually made the ball.
Yeah, steering away to avoid the kiss on the 6, indeed. And now, as you mentioned, this is a bit loose too. That 2 ball needs to go if she wants to get anything of a Hook, I think it's just okay. Don't think there's a shot on the 2. But maybe Jasmin 4-3 rails. Stop the cue ball behind the 3.
Yeah, the 4 ball plays pretty big here. You don't want to run into the 4 ball in accident, but it's kind of a risk you have to take. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, let the cue ball go. And the 4 ball again, like I said, was such a big ball there. You had to hit it perfect to avoid the 4.
Yes, indeed. And look at this for a layout. I don't really see much traveling at all. The 4 really plays nicely to get to the 5.
Looks like Rubilen finally with a chance to kind of let her stroke out and get something going. This could give her some momentum here, tie up at 1-1, and then if she wins this set, force the 3rd set. Yeah, you just got to roll this one in. Maybe a little bit of low right drag. It'll probably help. You don't want to get straight in on the 5, though, but I think you'll be okay. Yeah, perfect there. She's going to come off this rail, this side rail, and then come back up for the 6 in the opposite corner. Now she's going to draw out. Very good there. So I would personally do a little bit of high left English, come out towards the middle of the table. She prefers the stun, same end goal there. Got a little shy of perfect position on the 7, but she could drag this up towards the middle of the table yet again. Low right English. We're going to aim thicker on the ball, and we're going to kind of just come up. Yeah, perfect. She got a little in between here. I think she can just draw straight back, though. Beautiful stroke. Now a chance to tie it up, 1-1. That looks more like Rubilen right there, Tim.
Yeah, I kind of feel like she really needed that one. I mean, she's lost so many racks in a row. Needs to build up that confidence, maybe turn the momentum around. A good break. Very welcome at this point. 6:47 against 8:21. Rubilen will have to outrun the nuts from this point. Now break success, 40% for Jasmin, not bad. Of course, it's hand rack, the Predator error rack, so I mean not the standard layouts as everybody's used to with the template rack. Kind of like how she broke the balls earlier on. Just didn't really get much on the break to go in. And Jasmin ran out from there, so I'd like to see her make a ball. And again come up dry. I'm assuming Jasmin is not going for a 1-4 combination. But it does come with a high reward if she takes it on, so it's tempting.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go for the combo here. I might just try to hide behind the 4. Because the cue ball is taking you away from that shot. You might get hooked on the 2 or the 3. So I just don't think the risk is worth the reward. Use their extension here, but I don't know, I just don't think it's worth it. Rubilen is gaining some steam and some momentum, so I would probably play safe here. Sometimes you have to weigh your opponent into this, instead of trying to just kind of win the game by force. Let's see what she does here. She's going for the 4. I think she's playing safe there. Wow. She fooled me, Tim.
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine going aggressive from there. It was tough. I think she's played a really strong safety, though. This is difficult to get to. I mean, kicking over the right long rail, you have to get such a good feeling on how it's going to open up, how much slide, how much the rail catches. And it's a small ball. That's why she's tying up the 10-7. This is a clever shot right here. But she didn't play it well enough. She's left it open, Chris.
Yeah, it's a good shot, especially because the 10 ball doesn't count. It just gets spotted up. So I like what she did there. I'm not sure if the 1 ball goes, though. So we're going to see if the 1 ball goes. And if it does, she might have a run out because she didn't tie up that ball. But if it doesn't go, Rubilen might have... Okay, we're doing a carom shot. A carom shot happens when you hit the lowest number ball and pocket another ball off that ball. Is she going for the 1 off the 4? Yeah, I didn't think it went. Okay, Rubilen could go cue ball behind the 4 here, or track that cue ball 2 rails behind the 10, 3 rails behind the 10. I personally like behind the 4. Yeah, where she's looking at right there. It's a cool looking bridge, Tim. Yeah, cool looking break cue. I'm jealous she has the purple one.
Yeah, I guess we will have to step it up a bit to be able to get ourselves one of those. And again, she did not find the hook.
I know. When I asked, they just ha-ha'd the message. They said, go buy one somewhere else for $13,000. They're selling for like double the price. It's crazy. Let's see where the cue ball's going. Did she get enough on it to go for the 2 on the side? Maybe.
Nope.
Maybe hold the cue ball with the 4.
Can she play the 2 ball to the top short rail and play top right and freeze the cue ball up on that 4?
I think that would be the better shot. Just a containing shot, but I'm not really a big fan of that one. Rubilen could definitely try to get her behind the 4 this time. I might like going 2 rails off the right side of the 2, though. Try to put the cue ball behind the 10, 2 ball behind the 4. Put the 2 towards the 8, and the cue ball behind the 4 would also work out really well. Don't hit the 6. Think she's okay here. Rubilen played a great shot there, using the 4 and the 10 as a blocker. Hey Tim, who do you like in the doubles final?
In the doubles final, it's Bergman and
Fu.
Yeah.
And Seo and Victor. I kind of like Bergman. I kind of like Bergman and Fu. How awesome would that be?
Bergman is playing well. He's getting the crowds into. He has a partner which, I mean, from what I've seen, they don't really talk much. And this may sound strange, but, you know, they just rely on each other's game. And
I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the partners talk way too much. And then all of a sudden it's 15 seconds left or 10 seconds left and they haven't got down on the ball. It's like, just you're both pro players. Just play pool, you know? You really only need to talk about 1 or 2 shots per game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you both know where you would want to be on the next ball or next rack. Maybe not if someone is the opposite handed, maybe, but overall, I think there's too much talking. I do agree. I've made that mistake myself in the past, but now recently I'm trying to not do that. It depends on your partner too, of course.
Rubilen's coming back with some force here. Looks like she has a good chance to run this rack and get up with her first lead. I'm not sure if she wants to go with a 6 to the side here or if she's going to follow up. She might also stun out 2 rails just because it's... No, she put her hand right there. 6 balls going in the lower into the middle left next, I believe. Good stroke there. Didn't want to go too far. Let's see where she got. We have a packed stadium, Tim. This 9 a.m. match is everyone just loves to go watch.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand as well. It's Tuesday morning.
People are
have
probably
to
at
work.
work.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, but I have to say overall, actually, this might be the only round where we don't really get to see much of the crowd, because even at 11, I already seen people come in.
Yeah, it's been awesome seeing so many people come and support this event. Predator put on an amazing event, amazing venue, and I'm just glad that people are recognizing what they're doing for the sport. It's amazing. And here, low left English, maybe just left English, come out to a little more left of where she is now with the cue ball. Less speed, more spin. See how much she's digging into it, right? He's trying to create an angle a little bit to the left, just like that. And what a turn of events this set has been, Tim. 2-1 if she makes this 10 ball.
Yeah, Rubilen looking more solid than the opening set, that's for sure. Still waiting for that Philippine gear, though. I know it's somewhere inside. See, the stats are getting better for her. She's now at 773 in the second set, which makes the player overall performance a 674. Still against 810. But I'm sure if she keeps playing like this, the numbers will get close, just as we were expecting from the beginning. Obviously, it's better to end the match great than to start the match great, in my opinion.
Rubilen with the break. See if she can lay a good one down with her purple BK Rush that I'm not jealous of at all. I am jealous. Beautiful break there. No reward though. Be an open table for Jasmin. See what we got here. She could go one rail in between the 5-6 or kind of come on the right side of the 6. I personally like coming up in between the 5-6. It'd be about in between 12 and 1 o'clock on the cue ball. She can do it. I don't think she has enough room to stun in between the 5-7. I would not even attempt that. She's going to go up in between the 5-6, though, and just either come down for this. Got into that one. Wow. That makes more sense, though, because now she could play the 3 in the same pocket as the 2. This is a slightly tougher shot, but comes with position. Makes it easier. Very good shot there. The 4 leads to the 5 and the 6. So in pretty good position here. She ideally wants to get in between the 8-4 and now. Maybe even on the rail, a diamond up above the left-hand side pocket. Interesting. I would have followed that, Tim. I don't know about you. It's preference, though.
I mean, yeah, I think you really can play either way. It depends. Like, if I would want to be straighter on the 4, I probably would follow. And she had chosen to play the 5 in the top left.
I mean, it's just
and
a
then
lot
I
of angle,
like to
though.
stun more.
Obviously.
She had this plan all along. That's why I like the stun on her plan. But if I would want it to be straighter on the 4, I liked your plan. So it also depends on the route I think you take.
Okay, needs some angle on the 7. Doesn't want to get straight on it. So we're going to stay above the 7 and come down for the 8 in the side. And then the 7 to the 8's the only real shot left, Tim. Jasmin is not going down without a fight, that's for sure. Stop here, draw back a little bit. If you have a little angle, come off that rail. You should be able to pinch draw this. That should be 2-2. 2 more balls to clean up. And now a 10 to secure a 2-2 scoreline. Rubilen hoping for another chance at the table very soon. It's going to be a race to 2 for Rubilen's tournament existence. Jasmin's looking a lot more solid now. Take a look at the stats.
Yeah, the only shot she really missed was that 2 ball very early in the second set. That's how she got herself down. But overall, from both players, this set a lot stronger. Rubilen, of course, a bit lower in the numbers because she's missed, for example, safety opportunities where Jasmin did run out. So that drops your player overall performance as well. Still all to play for, though, 2 each. It's a race to 4. I haven't seen a deciding set yet in the matches I have done, so looking forward to a cracker in this one. I think it's possible. I mean, Rubilen definitely playing better than the first set.
I almost said Albin. Jasmin to break from the left side. Wow. Something goes in. There's a hole in the table, Tim.
Oh, I can see 6 of them, yeah.
It felt like more. Look at that. 3 balls down on the break. 4.
4 balls down on the break, yes. And only 1 good shot needed. If she makes the 1, she can float the cue ball up. It's all about this 1 ball.
Sorry, I just learned how to count, so I got excited.
Well,
are you not entertained?
She didn't know what happened to her either. I mean, not very often this happens indeed. This is such a pressure shot too, though. I mean, you know, if you make this, you're like so high favorite to get on the double hill.
And if you missed him, what happens there?
Your opponent gets on the hill in the second set. So, it's such a...
You heard it here first, guys. This is the shot.
Crunch time. Oh.
Overcut slightly.
Did she get hooked behind the 3 ball? I don't think so, but...
Yeah, slight overcut. Very common on those long shots. People tend to overcut them.
Oh, look at this. I mean, with the 7 over the side, you're always going to be close near the 8.
Yeah, now you just have to drop in the middle of the table somewhere. Could use high right, go the second rail, or just use high left or middle high to avoid that. Basically preference. I like using a little bit of right English on that one. She's looking good to take a lead here. The 8 to the 9, 7 to the 8. Really important. Make sure that the 8 in the side, I'm not 100% sure. That's the shot with speed. You want to make sure you have a good angle on it if you're going to take on the 8 in the side.
Well, it's not the ideal angle you would want to, right? I mean,
I might even go in the top left here, Tim.
Yeah, I probably would just go to the center of the table, take more cut. Yeah, like this. I like this play, but I don't mind playing it into the corner. It's just, well, with some nerves. I probably would dog it, so, yeah.
Nice confidence.
I like it too. Nowadays, I can still play a little bit. That's the good news. Ooh, hit that a little bit thin. This to get on the hill in the second set. Rubilen, 1 step closer to get this match into a deciding set. And there we go. She does manage. It was all up for grabs for Jasmin Ouschan, though. Had to shoot a long one ball.
Yeah, safety efficiency, they're both really good on their safeties right now. 67 and 73%. It's pretty good. Player overall performance, Jasmin was definitely leading the pack with an high 820s. Rubilen with a high 680s. Still leading this match, though, the second set. And the score is close overall. I mean, if we just count, it's 6-4 total games. Oh, no, not in the side. She crossed it a little bit to the side. And let's see what Jasmin can do with ball in hand. Maybe try to tie this up at 3 apiece in the second set. This puts even more pressure on Rubilen to have one more opportunity to try to close out. And then Jasmin has pressure also trying to close this out and not have to go to a third set. The 2-6 is tied up. I wouldn't mind trying to bump into either the 2 or the 6 with the 1. With ball in hand especially, it's worth the risk. You can try and nudge the left hand side of the 2 here and then open that up. And that should open a lot of the rack opportunity up, but the 4 doesn't go by the 8 either. So there's definitely some racks, definitely some shots in here that are really tough. She's going to be shooting the 2-6 combo. Tough to control the 2 ball here, especially with this angle. But I think she'll be hitting it with a little bit of speed.
Well, can she not just follow the cue ball? 2 is going to slide over to the short rail, and the cue ball just slightly follows. I think could play this quite soft. I mean, like not baby the ball in, but I'm saying 40%-ish speed. Key shot, though. I mean,
very touchy shot for sure. There you go, Tim. She shot your shot. Just going to have to force this with a bunch of high left or middle left and really lengthen off that rail towards the 3. Might hit the 9, but if she hits the 9, that's okay. Where's it going?
Oh.
She likes doing that.
Yeah, but she did like act like she was surprised, but actually with how
it was the correct line. It looked like it was like going to happen before she even shot it.
Yeah, she's still on the 3 ball though, so nothing on the hand. Now, is that 4 ball tight?
Yeah, I'm not sure it goes clean, but we're about to find out.
Well, she's definitely not going to play the combination on the 8 ball, which was a possibility if the cue ball stayed along the right long rail. So indeed, we're going to see if that 4 ball goes by the 8, but I wouldn't be surprised if she just barely catches the 8 ball and the 4 stays up. Well, she's even used the 8, but she's played it well. As you can see, in the rail, into the rail, off the 8, into the corner. Bit pacey maybe with the cue ball. Would have liked to be straight on the 5, but I mean, I know I'm a bit of a tough customer.
You're one of those guys that steals stuff from the store and then complains about the product.
Well, I don't steal stuff, but yeah, kind of.
But yeah, kind of. What does that even mean?
Well, that I can be very picky.
I know, I'm just messing with you. Side pocket for the 9-ball?
Yeah, I like that. Left center. She's in prime shape. 3 balls away from making this a hill second set. I can tell you our next match on this table, a World 8-Ball Championship match, scheduled in approximately, 30 minutes. So I don't think we're going to make 30 minutes if this will go to a deciding set.
Who's playing next?
Honestly, I did not have a look yet, but that is a very good question. Let's see who's up next.
Oh, I thought you had. My bad. I thought you knew.
But I can tell you right now, we do have Wukun Lin and Skylar Woodward. And Wukun Lin beat Radoslav Babica yesterday 10-0. So it's going to be quite the challenge. As you can see, here's the schedule. We're into day 7. Of course, today, Tuesday, 7th of April. Next match at 11 a.m. is the Men's World 8-Ball Championship, followed with another round of the Women's Open, another round of the World 8-Ball Championship, and then one round, the final in the mixed doubles. And then tomorrow is finals day in both the Women's Open and the World 8-Ball Championship. Will be interesting to see the World 8-Ball Championship. I mean, just every year, such a grind to predict who's going to win it. It's just so much happening, so many good players, and the break really can make it or break it. Talking about the break, Jasmin back from this side now. Last time, 4 balls in. What can she do on this break?
Nothing down. Rubilen with a thin chance to make this 1 ball. Wouldn't worry too much about cue ball here. 2 balls in front of the side, in front of the lower right. Aim to barely miss it. Just barely hit it too thin. Stay down and follow through. Biggest things. Maybe not barely miss it though. Tim, she missed the whole ball, giving Jasmin ball in hand. And with a chance to close this match out.
Wow, how did she miss that whole ball there?
They're going to show you.
Well, either way, the surprise kind of looked like she put a drip of left spin on that. So maybe the ball just slightly curving away from the 1. Now, a chance to close the match out to go into quarterfinals, and another result has come in the last 16. The first match to finish, actually, a very quick one by quickfire Kelly Fisher. She has beaten Christina Tkac in 2 straight sets, 4-0, 4-1. Now, do we see any hurdles coming up? I mean, she did land nice and straight on the 3 ball for a little bit of draw on the 4. Maybe with the 9 ball being just by itself on the top side of the table, maybe the shape on the 9?
Yeah, she could draw this, but I also don't mind just hitting it with high right and going for the 4 on the side, but it's just a preference thing. I prefer the draw. Hitting the 4 on the top right. And then I think the biggest thing here is just the 4 to the 6. If you get on the 6 well, the rest seems kind of tic-tac-toe. But you never know with pool. It's so tough at every level. It's got to stay down and fall through. Yep. Too much.
Oh, too pacey. What has she done there? There was no need.
Might be getting the jump cue.
Wow. Well, she was pointing at the rail, but we both know that Jasmin, she likes to play most of the shots she plays in quite a full stroke way. She does have a pretty powerful stroke and really looked like she put a lot into the 4. Now she's called the 7. Well, you gotta take a crack at it, I feel like.
Yeah, you have to try the 7.
Oh, she missed the 6 completely.
Rubilen has a chance to close this out. Needs to take advantage of this, or else it'll be the end of the tournament for her. Drawing back for the 8 in the same pocket. Should be routine here.
And the only thing that could be real nasty if she gets straight in on the 9. But of course she made sure not to get straight onto the 9. Looks like she's still playing to play the 10 in the bottom left. Kind of would play this probably in the center, this 10 ball. But straight in, this gets this match to a deciding set. And we're all square at 1. Putting up the hand, but I'm sure she'll be ecstatic from the inside. As you can see, Rubilen taking a break. So that means Chris Reynolds and myself, Tim de Ruiter, we're going to take a break too. And then we'll be right back with the deciding set between Rubilen Amit and Jasmin Ouschan. Who's going to make it through to the quarterfinal?
All right, Jasmin to break in the third and deciding set. Ball down, and a shot on the 1 and the 2 is laying right over the middle right pocket. They all kind of lead to each other. I wonder if she can settle down and get back into form here. Jasmin made a ball on the break and has a shot on the 1. Promising start to this third set here.
Yeah, if you look at the combination, 3-7, leave the 3 over the corner. Already lines up with the 4 in the right center to go to the 6. This layout in general is very nice. If she just draws back a little bit. And she does, now at this 1 ball, she does pull her bridge hand away at times too. I mean, I can understand the nerves, but that just, well, it gives me a bit of an awkward feeling just to look at it sometimes, you know. It's, the movement is not for the weak-hearted. Now, of course, we do have the element where if we go 3 each in this deciding set, we do find ourselves a shootout, which will make things even more tense and pressuring in the arena. So I'm not sure if I can actually handle a shootout at this point. This match has been quite something so far.
Did you see that Mark lost a toe the other day?
Mark lost a toe?
Mark White. Commentating.
He lost a toe while commentating?
He didn't lose a toe, but he hurt his foot running to the bathroom or something. I feel bad for him.
Oh, he broke his toe. I do see it. Wow. Yeah, pool is dangerous. I mean, make sure if you let your children play pool, you know, just
make sure they have shoes on.
Yeah, put shoes on and make sure that you're nearby for any emergency.
Straight in on the 10, looking to go 1 up. Remember, you can't win hill-hill. If it goes hill-hill, you have to have a shootout. (1-0) to Jasmin. See if she can unleash a crazy break again like she did a few racks ago. Here are the stats from Michael Salmon. Thank you for providing us with these. Let's see here. Player overall performance went up from Rubilen, winning that second set. Jasmin's still well ahead though, so balls pocketed. 86 for Jasmin and 42 for Rubilen. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, just the crucial key points in the match didn't go in for Jasmin. If you consider the 1 ball she's missed after making 4 balls on the break. And then, of course, at the end, in the last break, where she did hook herself on the 6 ball on hill-hill. Look at this break. This is more like it. She gets shape. She's going to get shape. And a 3-4 combination, probably the biggest challenge for this rack.
Perfect cue ball there. Cue ball was perfect. Almost got hooked by the 10, but didn't. The 3-4 is a little weird, Tim. I do like the combo, though. Just maybe not from where she's going to get on the 3. Let's see how it looks. He's going to come in tight 2 rails.
Yeah, the straighter, the better.
Beautiful shot there. She's going to play the 3-4 combination to the top right. And I think if she does that, all the problems will be solved, Tim. Oh, slight undercut. You want to err more on the overcut on that one, because the right side of the pocket's a little more forgiving. But a chance here for Rubilen to tie it up. Watch out for the 7 with your shirt.
Yeah, short people think alike. I know that's not how the saying goes, but it does work in this case.
If we were the only ones left on the planet, Tim, we technically wouldn't be short.
Very true. Rubilen wouldn't be short either. She's not short on this 4-ball. Great angle. And I mean, what is there to challenge you in this kind of rack? I mean, you just got to stay in line, get to the center of the table off this 4 shouldn't be a problem. It's more like connecting the dots. Oh.
Good stroke here. Yeah, Rubilen actually switched to the Vantage shaft, and she likes it a lot because it has a little more power. And it's thicker. The 12.9 diameter. Wood shaft, low deflection. She just has to hold it down for 3 more shots. She would like to come out in between where she is now and the 7. Tim, she just rattled the 7 ball in the lower left. Kind of gave up on the stroke a little bit, decelerated. I thought that would have gone in, though. That stayed up kind of weird, huh? Right?
Yeah, it was quite deep, actually, into the rail. It's not like she's missed it by a long stretch.
I might kick at this ball.
I definitely kick at this ball. It's either kick or try to feather the 7 ball on the left side, which, I mean, it's not too easy as well. She is playing a safety behind the 10.
Uh-oh, 7 balls going to leak out to the side. Rubilen with another shot. Seven ball straight back, side pocket, cross side. Was she going for the cut? No, she's going for the bank.
No, she'll have to bank. And she's got the bank. Nice shot there, but I just felt like the safety for Jasmin tough just to land only behind the 10. And every little piece you give on the 7 was going to give up a bank.
It's pretty good there. Chance to redeem herself to get to 1-1. More fans piling in as we go further and further in the tournament. And it is 1-1. Rubilen with a nice out. Good bank shot. Rubilen's player percentage went up to 721. And Jasmine's has gone down to 832. Overall, pretty high level from both. Rubilen to break. Close to this middle with their cue ball here. Gonna give him a good break there. Almost got kicked in the side. Wow. Okay. Drive. Did she make one? She made one.
Yeah, possibly the first time in this whole match. To really not remember any successful breaks from her, but yet no future on this one ball. She made a 4 in the center. Was gonna get shape until the cue ball got kicked, and now safety over the left side. Cue ball under the 2 and the 8. Let's see if she's going 3 rails, the long route.
Might have left a window here. Elevated over the 10 though, never easy. Maybe a soft kick. One ball goes near the 9. Cue ball stays right there.
Are you kicking to make this one? Probably not, right? Maybe a ticky under the 3 ball?
Yeah, I like just sending the 1. That's actually not bad. For us vertically challenged people, me, Tim, and Rubilen, we can't really reach this ball. And if we make it, we're definitely not going to get shape. So why are you laughing?
Well, yeah, there's no way I'm going to try and make this one ball.
Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt to make it, really. It's a pretty cool looking bridge, not gonna lie. Look at that bridge.
Oh no. Well, I mean, she was a very brave.
You didn't see that safety, did you, Tim?
Well, I've seen it quite often, but every time I try it, it's not working out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good hit. Is she gonna get the same cover behind the 9? No. And that means now Rubilen maybe with a shot to run into the 8 ball.
cue ball behind the 10. Probably the shot. Probably the way to go. Right spin.
Well, she tried to get behind the 8. It did work, but major roll there. But an outside opportunity for Jasmin. She's not going to be complaining. There is a chance to kick this 2 ball in and be on the 3.
That was not a foul. Was not a foul. She hit the point and then hit the 2 ball and then and then hit the point. No, and then hit the rail. I'm sorry. Yeah, she hit the point, not 1 ball rail, 2 ball rail. That was good. Went a little longer than she expected. Safety it is.
Yeah, we'll have to go for a longer kick now. This time could go actually 2 rails. I don't mind the 2 rails on this.
Yeah, I don't mind 2 rails either on this, but you just don't want to hit the bottom side of the 2. Make sure you go a little longer on that first rail than you think.
Yeah, just like this. This is a great hit though, but watch the cue ball. It might still... Oof. With that spin that stays on the cue ball, that could have still slid in. A great return. And we're going to see the purple air rush in action. Predator air rush jump cue.
Is it purple also? Damn.
I know, right? Ooh. But the cue ball landing quite all right, actually.
A little overcut there. It's tough to be that precise from that far away, especially on the rail. Take a look here. She's on the rail. 3 seconds to shoot. Overcut again. Rubilen with a very good chance to run out here. It kind of opened up all the bad parts. Would you go in between the 8-10 here, or would you go just middle high or middle high right? I don't like bringing the 8 into it. She's okay.
Yeah, I kind of like a top left spin going in between the 10 and the 8 and out. But hey, she's still on the 3 ball. And just enough angle to hold the cue ball to get straight onto the 5. Ooh, did play that actually very clean into the corner. And I think she's just still on the 5, but with more angle than she anticipated to have.
Might have played safe on the 5. I don't know if Jasmin could see this or not. She might be able to slightly swerve around this 8. Or she might be able to come off the right side of the 5 and go behind the 10. I don't want to leave this 5 ball close to the rail if I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think she's looking at the ball pot. So she can see enough of it to maybe spin this in. Good shot there by Jasmin. Wants to redeem herself. I would draw this out. 7 in the same pocket. Pretty good. Got a little weird on this one. I might try to get the cue ball where it is now for the 8 in the bottom left. Lane kind of weird here. Yeah, just like that. Keep it simple. We're going to draw back a little further than where we are now for the 9 in the top left. Should be a little bit of high left here, or she can use low right and put a better stroke on it. Came out pretty good on this one. Now the 10 for the 2-1 lead. They have a nice little dance music playing in the background. It's got us feeling some type of way. Just like that, 2-1, Tim. Jasmin's leading.
Yeah, I have to say, I can feel the tension between both players, though, and not in a very aggressive way. I'm more saying, in a competitive way, you can feel like both players are now suddenly starting to feel like they're getting towards the end of the match. This is crunch time. This is where you would want to finish at your best game. But I feel like both players are starting to feel more pressure, and that we're going to see more mistakes or, well, funny shots will be coming. I just feel like there's more drama in the tank for this match.
Hey, where you're from, Tim, when you put gas in your car, what do you call that?
Gasoline?
No, I'm saying like when you say, hey, I'm going to go put gas in my car, like what phrase do you use when you tell someone that?
Ik ga benzine in mijn auto stoppen.
Okay, but in English this time.
I'm going to put
gas
gasoline in my car. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, back to the match.
Great.
Jasmin
Ding dong.
Bing bong. You mean bing bong?
Well, she's doing something on the break we haven't figured out yet, because she's making a lot of balls on the break. But look at this long, tough one ball. And there's a way. Cut this in, run the cue ball 2 rails around the 8, back to the center of the table. Well, I could imagine her to play a safety on this, because obviously there's so many things that could go wrong. You could miss the 1 ball. You could run into the 8 and not be on the 2. Maybe even possible scratch. So I'm not sure. Would you play the overcut safety on this?
I might even try just to slow roll it, and if I miss, I miss. I feel like attacking here would be just as hard as trying to play safe here. She kept it simple. She kept it simple.
Yeah, very simple though. I mean, I'm not sure if this is a very high valued shot to play. I mean, it's just so easy to play a counter safety on that. And
Yeah,
Perfect shot.
I think I would have went for the one ball if I was Jasmin in the first attempt.
Yeah, or I don't mind the overcut. Bring the cue ball straight down and leave the cue ball next to the 5, for example. But the safety she just played, just don't think it was strong enough. I'm not sure what. Oh, I think she dropped her chalk. She looked a bit frustrated there, running out of time, dropping her chalk. But the jump cue's coming out, and she's called the 10. She actually trying to make the 10 because it's not a rack winner, or is she trying to bang the one ball around the 10 ball down table?
Cue ball going in a good spot. I think Rubilen has a chance here to make this ball and get in between the 7-10 on that top rail up there. Put the 2 ball in the lower left. Beautiful stroke, but might have gotten into it a little too much. I don't think she can see the 2 directly. She might have to masse or jump. I'm probably going to masse this ball. I'm not sure if I would jump this. Yeah, I think I like the masse here. Spin around the 10.
No, I think I like the jump. She likes the jump. Well, I mean, all 3 of us won't be able to reach this that easily. Oh, on the 2 ball. Spit it out by the corner, and, well, second prize.
I don't think the 3 passes the 6 in the bottom left, but it might go off the 6, rail 6, and then the pocket. See where the cue ball ends up. It's getting close. Might be too close to her work here. The bank doesn't actually look too bad. She might be playing.
Cue ball under the 8. 3 ball, 2 rows up table.
I think so. Good call, Tim.
Perfect. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's a high percentage hit with the kick, but you're pushing the 3 ball to the top right corner area. Just don't think you're going to get a very good leave afterwards. That's why she's jumping. Going for distance. Did actually call the 7 ball in the top right, and with a couple nudges there, it really got close. You can see big smile on her face. That would have been crazy if she fluked the 7 ball in and be on the 3 ball. But she won't be smiling in the chair, realizing that she's given Rubilen this. This match is shaping up to go to a shootout, Chris.
Yeah, I think so too. So dark, Tim. You're so dark about that. And she won't be smiling now.
Well, I mean, I've had the same thing. Like, I would actually laugh about a funny thing that would happen on the table, and then a couple
Realize that it
seconds
wasn't that
after,
funny.
realize that actually it's bad news, you know?
I do that all the time with life.
Now, do you like to leave the cue ball to the left long rail? Or would you go all the way down table, leave yourself the opposite angle to the right side of the 6?
I probably like to get straight in and just try to draw back for the 7. Just like that. Uh-oh, Tim. We have some more excitement in this wreck. I feel like you just have to hit the 7 to the side pocket, call it in there in case it goes, and then just play the cue ball where it is now and to the right side rail and just hopefully put the 7 near the 8.
No, I like thinning the 7 ball.
Really?
And bring the cue ball top left spin, bring it all the way to the second diamond bottom short rail. She might even be going for this. She did go for this, and she's missed the 7. Wow, how aggressive is that? And she's gonna scratch.
I don't think she thought that would have happened.
Yeah, maybe she even felt like there was an element of safe. Playing the overcut on the 7. But look at this. Off the 7, a scratch. And this puts Jasmin back into the driver's seat. She's gonna get on the hill first and guaranteeing herself a shootout at least. So either a win or a shootout.
Three 1 Jasmin if she deposits this 10 in the side pocket. Tim, how do you pronounce your last name?
In English, in American, in Dutch.
Just say it in your homeland.
Tim de Ruiter.
De Ruiter, is that what you said?
Tim de Ruiter.
De Ruiter.
De Ruiter.
Team De Ruiter.
Ish, yes.
Esteban, Julio Macron Rosa Montoya. You know him? That's how you say my name in Spanish. It's just Chris Reinhold normally.
Okay. Well, I won't be remembering that, just so you know.
Okay, I'll try my best.
No, I've by now heard my name in so many different ways that I probably respond to every single version of it. So the rooter, the rider, the whatever. It all works. No worries.
TDR.
Actually, TDR is the thing I'm working on right now. I think
like
it works
that.
way better.
Reiter de Tim. All right, here we go. Dry break. Seems like every time she either makes 3 balls in the break or no balls. There's no in between.
Yeah, look at this. Balls pocketed 99 against 55 and break stats 55 against 17.
Yeah.
Oh, I said 55. It was 59. My apologies, but
Well, now it's 60.
Still, big difference in this match, and yet the score being so close to each other.
Just some late game decision making or decision executing from Jasmin that have kind of halted her from running the racks out. She could have won Hill in the second set, but she has a commanding lead now, 3-1 in this third set. And she's at least guaranteed a shootout. If it goes 3-3, if Rubilen wins these next two games, there is a shootout that happens between both of them. So Jasmin can't technically lose this set without going to a shootout because she's already at 3 on the hill. So that has to mean at least something there. Might give Jasmin a little more confidence for playing the rest of the set. Hit it thick, Tim. Hit it thick. Jasmin with the chance to close this out here. Has to pass the 10 with the cue ball after making the 3. Hit it thick. She might be staying up in between the 10 and the 9 here. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, 5 to the 6. Very important. I wouldn't even mind shooting the 7 in the top left. Kind of just going to take what the table gives me at that point.
Yeah, it really depends on what kind of angle you have on the 6 ball, right? I mean, I don't mind playing to the bottom side of the 7, but if you can go 2 rails to the top side, I prefer that a little more. Oh, she's played for the 5 into the center to get to the 6. This is just barely okay, though. She might have to leave herself quite some cut onto the 6 ball, Chris. I thought she was going to play the 5 in the top right. Now she did recover nicely. Top right spin. Just a hint of inside probably to go straight through the gap between the 9 and the 10. Falling straight onto the 7 could be a problem. Would like to leave just a small angle on the 7 and 8 to get straight on the 9 with the 10 laying ready to be played in the center. Same on this. Straight wouldn't be ideal onto the 8 ball.
And in the left middle for the win.
Yeah, and that means it's Jasmin Ouschan beating Rubilen Amit to the 1 in sets and advances through to the quarterfinals of the Seyberts Women's Open. Thanks everybody for tuning in once again at Pro Billiard TV. This was Chris Reinhold and myself, Tim de Ruiter. We do have the next round coming up very shortly. In approximately 10 minutes, we will be back with more action from the World 8-Ball Championship last 16. between Wukong Lin and Skylar Woodward. So make sure to tune in very shortly. We will be back. See you soon.